Does the start of Big Ten play change anything? Mean anything more?
Like it definitely does mean more. I mean, this is like like I feel like it's like a reason why some people that go play in SEC to play those SEC opponents is a reason why I come to the Big Ten to play these type of games. Like I felt like this is one of those games that I knew when I committed here was going to be a big one because they're known for like bigger, stronger guys. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is always a game I've looked forward to since I was in high school. A game like this.
It does seem like Ohio State, Wisconsin is just about
Yep.
big guys.
Right. As usually like the Big Ten championship, like when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I used to watch the games. So it's kind of cool to say, I'm not playing against them. I watched them. It's high school.
Ask Luke this. Like, Jim Leonard's been there for a few years. It seems like he brings a lot of maybe different pressures. When you guys are studying film, how far back does it go? Just looking at this year, several years, previous Ohio State, Wisconsin games. What have you? How much are you looking at with that?
Well, Luke, I say this is an area where I've definitely improved from past years as far as watching film. But Luke's the type of guy to go back to the first film of Wisconsin never, just to get advantage. And that's why, I've been with him trying to study. I'm going to ask him a lot of questions. But I would say I'll maybe, like for me personally, like I felt like I only need film that goes back to maybe even like 2019. You know what I mean? I feel like that's as far back as I would go just to see their style of defense. And I feel like it's kind of cool as the first year I really get to learn their defense. Because I was in high school, watched the games, thought their defense was always really funky to me. You know what I mean? The way they play. So I feel like it's really cool. My first time just getting to learn it, and I feel like I'm around Coach Fry, Mike Seleni, Luke Whippler. Sometimes we call him Coach Whip. You know what I mean? I feel like really made it easy to understand the defense.
How do you critique and improve, pass protection and look back on it when you guys allowed 0 pressures against Toledo? So how do you, I guess, are there still things you can look at and build on from it and learn from?
Yes, I mean, only being like week 4 and to the season, I feel like our like mantra, our focus every week is keep upgrading our abilities. Like we can't sit back on. I feel like the times where in the past, where I guess I've seen even as a recruit when I watched Ohio State, like the times. I mean, honestly, it's all over the country. Like when you see a team go out there, dominate and win, the teams that sit back and get fat and happy, you get exposed that next week or week after that. And I would say just like the focus from the top down, from Coach Day down, is, keep going. How much better can we get? And I feel like watching film and even watching the times, like you said, where we had no pressures, what was that one misstep that we can hone in on? I feel that's the fun part, always finding something else you can improve on.
Where have you improved as a pass blocker from last year to this year, and where are you still trying to build?
I would say the biggest thing for me is just getting back used to space. You know what I mean? I feel like the last time I was in space before this season was about freshman year, when I was here. But again, only in practice, so it's controlled setting. And then besides that, like, man, I was in high school going against high school kids. So I feel like just, going back from like being in that box to being out of space. And I feel like it's like really nice, like knowing that and being able to play with Donovan by my side, who's such a smart, strong player, that I feel like our communication is great because I know what he sees, I know what he can give me. You know what I mean?
Playing in space, do you feel like that's more suited to your athletic skill set?
I would say it's an advantage of mine. I would say I like being in space. Not afraid of a defensive guy who likes to utilize space because I feel like, I've had people used to comment all the time about my legs. I feel like it's something that keeps me able to keep going in space. I feel like that's my, gift in that way.
How do you think you've done the first 3 weeks here?
What'd you say? Can you repeat that?
How do you think you've performed these first 3 weeks being back on left tackle? How do you think it's gone so far?
I would say that I've definitely been proud of the work that I've put in the first couple of weeks. But if anything, I'm even more excited about what I can continue to show. I want to be able to continue, and it might not be to the last game that we play, but eventually I want to be able to say, I put together a full game I'm really proud of, and I really showed everything. And I feel like until then, I'm still just building, but I'm still proud of where God has brought me to so far this season. But, I still got more I want to show.
Do you have a favorite snap and a least favorite snap so far?
Do I have a least favorite snap? I'm not sure. I think maybe there was one time. I don't know if it was this season or if it was in the spring game, but I think there was a time where like multiple people jumped, and I wasn't the only one, and the camera like pointed down on me, and I was sick. So I'm like, dang, now my mom thinks I jumped. I'm like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But whatever. But I mean, besides that, I feel that's really it.
Can you go back to that point you were making a while ago about Wisconsin's defense kind of being a little bit funky? Lineup and stuff. Explain to people what you're talking about.
I mean,
From your perspective.
that's a perspective that I had like when I was in high school. You know what I mean? Because when I was in high school, when I was at St. X, I mean, we had a 3-3 stack. So to me, I'm seeing like Wisconsin defense. I'm like, what's going on? This guy's here, this guy's here. So it's kind of hard for me to understand. But I would see now, like, I feel, they play a sound defense, and and you see their like numbers going back, like, great. But I mean, like, because of that, I feel like that's a reason like you're excited to play an opponent like this because it like means a lot. You know what I mean?
That defense makes sense to you now more than
Right. It does.
when you guys jumped into the eye the other night. Y'all ran different things out of it several times and stuff. What was the feeling you had? I mean, like Luke Whipper really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The feeling of power, etc. What did you feel there as you guys got into that?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's fun to be able to run the ball and to verbally communicate in front of the defense that you're going to run the ball that way, and then you just continue to do it. So I would say when you could do that, it's a fun time.
Yeah. But did you sense Toledo knowing what's up, or did they adjust to it quickly? How would you describe the reaction of the other side of the line?
To be honest, I wasn't really paying attention to their how they talked and communicated to each other about what we were doing over there. But yeah.
Because y'all had almost every big man available on the line,
Right.
3 tight end, you had your fullback situation there. And,
Yeah.
is that something this team needed more of last year? What's your sense of that?
I feel honestly, I've always been the type of player, and I feel this goes back to my Little League days. I've never questioned anything as far as play calling or decisions made. So as far as for me, I mean, I thought I thought it was fine from last year. Yeah.
Like whatever. I meant it more of, did you feel like one of the big questions? I'll be honest with you, y'all can be back in the day this year. You know what I mean? Because sometimes
Right.
like, did it feel like y'all have gotten there from the
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would say like it was definitely fun to be able to do that, and I think that'll be something that we continue to do this season as far as like running the ball. But I mean, I guess to your point we said earlier, I mean, when I was a freshman beginning of the season, I wasn't playing. I would have loved for that package to be a thing, so I get a couple more like, you know what I mean? So.
You were jealous of Donnie last year.
Oh my gosh, he was jogging out there in the field. I'm like, you don't even know how much this means, Donnie. This is a big deal. This is a big deal.
Maybe put Bennett left tackle. You put the 41 jersey on.
You could be a
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be
for
fun.
a pass, maybe?
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun.
When CJ goes scramble mode, as a guy protecting his backside, like what's going through your head? What are you thinking when you're seeing your quarterback running around back there trying to box? Because he's not a runner, so
Right.
he's going to be back.
I mean, I feel like my first goal is to be able just to contain my man so CJ can work out, get his pass off, and if he does want to run, I feel even in my mind, like, I don't know what he's going to do. So even in his mind, I've talked to him about it. I'm like, hey, like, if you give me, like, I don't know how it would work in, like, real time. But I'm like, if you give me, like, a head nod or something, like, I'll just come to your lead blocker and we'll just go. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's all about just continue just to play and finish and strain. You know what I mean? Because he knows what he wants to do, and I got to be able to allow him to do it. You know what I mean?
What's the versatility in this running game do for you guys up front?
Oh, I mean, I feel like the just versatility of the run game just allows you, like, you have to play both. Like, last season, a lot of teams knew that we were going to pass the ball, and they still couldn't stop it. Now teams know you can't stop the pass, and we're going to run it. You know what I mean? So I feel like it adds another element, you know what I mean? So it's nice.
All right, thank you, Paris.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paris.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.